Breakfast at Fishionies, Generation X, Generation Now, Generation V, Generation Z, Generation I don't know. Generation Me? The Cowboys, in my very humble opinion, have had some issues with that over recent years. Generation Me. And maybe some of this is hashtag 53 brands. Or maybe this is, as we discussed before, this is a cultural thing. It's the kind of players the Cowboys end up drafting. It's the kind of players who end up wanting to be here. It's a trickle down from Jerry Jones. I'm not sure. But I want to pick through Trayvon Diggs' review of the Cowboys' win. I want to be really fair about this. But even in my fairness, it's going to come off as harsh. I'm not going to make any friends here. Straight dope, no BULLSH. You know how we do it. I'm Mike Fisher, your trusty and trusted reporter. This is the Fishbowl. That is the Star. We'll be back inside the building, of course. Today, we'll be with Shotty. We'll be at practice. We'll have our eye on Trayvon Diggs, hoping that he plays better, that he plays at a star level in Week 3 on Sunday for the 1-1 Cowboys at the Bears, a level he did not achieve against the Giants. In fairness, he graded out very well, according to the Cowboys, in Week 1 and played whatever it was, about a third of the snaps, played in the nickel, played in certain spots. That's over now. The ramp up is done. It's time. And it's time to be good all the time when you're a highly paid, highly regarded star corner. And it's also good to take responsibility. It's also time to take responsibility when it didn't go your way. Get in, get on, be good. I will read all of your comments, of course. This is like live, as we call it. As we also thank Prophet X for sponsoring the program. Prophet X, America's #1 sports prediction market, a peer-to-peer sports prediction market where users play against each other. That's you, instead of against the sports book or the house. If you go, and you'll see it here momentarily, if you go to Prophet X, you'll see Cowboys are 1-point underdogs at the Bears. Diddly diddly dink. They are. You get to go play with that line, not against the house, but against other people just like you trying to figure out this game. Looks and feels just like a sports book with way better odds. America's #1 sports prediction market. Play against peers, not the house. Use the promo code. You see the link below. Use the promo code FISH, F-I-S-H, and claim up to $200 in profit cash on all plays for the first 30 days playing on the site. Terms and conditions apply. Prophet X. Cowboys, 1-point underdogs. I'm interested in that. They can fix that, in part, if they don't give up 1 million yards passing to the other team. 40-37, of course, a thriller in so many ways last week. And the Cowboys beat the Giants in overtime. Despite the win, there is the issue of the Cowboys giving up 37 points to a Giants offense that in their season opener couldn't score. 3 straight Week 1 games. The New York Giants couldn't score a touchdown for 3 straight years. That, as you might imagine, is a record. And the Cowboys give up a skillion points. They actually stopped the run okay. The leaking out of the quarterback running, that was solved to some degree. But they almost forfeited this thing by the way they played pass defense in the secondary. Let's get to Diggs' comments. And again, I'm not trying to be harsh on him. I'm trying to be demanding of him as an observer of the Cowboys regarding what he is, what he can be, and what he gets paid. Quote from Diggs: "We have a lot to clean up on defense. I feel like we had a lot of blown coverages. We've got to clean that up. Veteran like Russell Wilson, he's going to see the holes. I feel like he took the advantage of the opportunities he had. I've got to be better," said Diggs. And then he shifted gears. Everybody has to be better. Now, Diggs doubled his snap count from Week 1. And that's a major workload increase, and good for him. He is trying to work back faster rather than slowly. They can't afford slowly. So he's got the assignment. There's no Deron Bland. He's got the assignment of Malik Neighbors, who is a stud. And Neighbors piles up 167 yards on 9 catches with 2 touchdowns. Diggs was in coverage and allowed 104 yards on 4 catches to Neighbors. There is such a thing as a perfect passer rating for a quarterback. It's 158.3. When they targeted Diggs, Russell Wilson got a perfect passer rating. Quote from Diggs, "I feel like we needed it. I'm glad they were throwing the ball like that so we can see how offenses want to attack us, especially with the coverage we play. We play a lot of mixed coverages, so we have to be better next time." Do you see a trend here? I keep talking about he, and Trey keeps talking about we. Deron Bland not coming back this week. That got kind of confusing in Jerry Jones' visit on 105.3 The Fan. He thought he was talking about Deron, and he was actually talking about Cavante. Cavante Turpin, the wide receiver and kick return man, has a chance to come back this week. There is not that level of optimism for Bland, who's working through the foot. Maybe Green Bay. So it's going to be on Diggs again this week at Chicago. Quote from Diggs, "I feel like our confidence is still there. We've got all the guys that we need. We've got everyone who can make plays. We've just got to clean up the little stuff. We." Now, a lot of times you'll use the royal we when you're talking about yourself. And then a lot of times, if you're a smart professional athlete, when you're successful, you'll talk about we. A quarterback who throws for 300 yards will say, "We did a great job up front." Give credit to the offensive line. This is Diggs, after giving up 1,000,000 yards, saying we. And I don't like it. Russell Wilson, he's a moonball guy, vintage form, totaled 264 of his 450 yards on throws 20 or more yards to the air. 20-yard passes. These are called explosives. You're not supposed to give up. It's impossible. And Diggs, he wasn't alone. Diggs was very responsible for it. Schottenheimer said this wasn't the standard. And he said it wasn't just one person. And of course it never is. Jerry Jones said we got a couple guys who were playing Lone Ranger. He didn't say who. As we discussed last night, I think we know one of the who's. Quote from Diggs. "For sure, unsatisfied with the performance that we put out there. Unsatisfied with my performance. Good." And then he changes gears again. The whole defense as a whole. We're going to be back. We're going to be good. I'd be much more impressed with Trayvon Diggs if he said, "You know what? I'm not in charge of the defensive line. I'm not in charge of the linebackers. I'm not in charge of the safeties. We're throwing out guys named Reddy and Zion, and I barely know who they are. I'm not going to pull a we here. Me. I'm going to be better. And I'll let the coaching staff worry about anybody else playing Lone Ranger. And I'll let the coaching staff worry about how often we should play zone. And I'll let the coaching staff worry about linebackers drops or defensive ends cheating inside when they're not supposed to be, or slot corners who don't even know what they're doing because they just got here. I'll let the coaches worry about the we, Trayvon. You worry about the you." I counted, and just in the handful of quotes I just gave you, I counted 14 times when Trayvon Diggs told us that it's our fault, that we have to fix it, that we need to get better, that we failed. And I'd be much more impressed, given his stature, his reputation, his talent, and his salary, if Trayvon Diggs would just say, me is the one who has to get better. Fish.